The only difference between a pet pig and a factory pig is that one is loved and the other is not loved. If I had a 3-year-old child and he suddenly just stopped growing, would my child be less of a person? I would not expect my child to think like an adult thinks, and my child would be respected with the right to live out his life in his own capacity and unique way. He would have a different perspective and understanding of this world than a fully functioning adult. I would take care of my child and become a steward of his life. For example, pigs fully grown are developed to a 3-year-old child's level of thinking. This is why pigs are considered smart. They have a brain and a central nervous system. They feel pleasure and pain and act the same as humans do to these stimuluses. They bleed when they get cut, have children, they sleep and dream, and they even have their own kind of social needs, and are also gifted a special spirit. This is evident if you have ever had a pet of any kind. They each have their own special personality. Physiologically, farm animals are so closely related to humans, they are able to pass viruses into humans, like the common swine flu or the bird flu. This is a direct result from the appalling conditions they are kept. When one eats farm animals, he is as close as he can get to being a cannibal. If human beings survive at all into the 21st century, we will be remembered as the barbaric people who ate the dead flesh of their animal relatives. The health of the planet and the health of man are one in the same. I thought surely everyone would have evolved into being vegetarians, after knowing that Albert Einstein had professed its great benefits to the world and for its future. And now even Mike Tyson has become a vegan, and still all most people seem to want is chicken. It has been proven by science that vegetarians do have the highest IQs. Evidently, Mike Tyson is not as dumb as you think. High degrees of academic achievement does not make a person conscious. It takes becoming conscious to become conscious. World peace would instantly be achieved if everyone lost their programmed minds at the exact same time and started to be kind instead. Where are our hearts? Our whole world is dying of heart disease. Ex-President Bill Clinton is now on a nearly vegan diet after his chest was ripped open and a stent was put in. Now he has lost weight and his condition has improved dramatically. Perhaps an older, wiser president can impart some wisdom to a younger president. Who do we think we are to use our powers to command someone else to kill for us? If we love to eat flesh off the bone so much, why don't we kill it, skin it, and disembowel it with our own hands? Unconscious, second-hand violence is the largest contributor to the destruction of our world. But this is difficult for us to see, for it is mostly hidden from our eyes. If I saw life through the eyes of the millions of animals on factory farms, human beings would look like terrorists of the worst kind. Who should we be afraid of the most when we self-annihilate ourselves? It is man who terrorizes the most with his great unawareness. He has obliviously chosen to systematically destroy his air, water, and food, the very foundation of his own needs for survival. When people say they have to eat meat to keep up their strength, what they really mean to say is they need to keep eating meat to keep up their domination skills. To raise, torture, abuse, and kill animals for food is the recipe for the end of our time. If we were intended to eat meat, why is it not eaten as it plainly is, with blood as the only condiment? The only way meat is even palatable to the taste is when we add herbs, spices, and condiments on top of it. If we have to wash our hands with antibacterial soap after handling it, it may be a strong indication that we might not want to be touching it in the first place. When the bacteria and pathogenic organisms are consumed in meat, they end up contaminating and causing damage to our internal environment. In 1 cubic inch of steak, 1,000 parasite larvae are present. If you cook meat not long enough, you get E. coli. Cook it too much and get cancer. And cook it just right and get heart disease. Eating food in a state of death and decay simply yields a result of death and decay. It can take up to 5 days for meat to travel completely through our long digestive tract, putrefying in the process and acidifying our body's natural alkaline state. The result of this is a steady state of agitation and anger. This is most commonly associated with Angus beef struggling to pass through one's rectum.